I'll just do as Ch1-Ph2 said. What was that? Just an illusion from the sea of data, nothing serious. Are you sure about that? Do you need a break? It's really nothing. Being in the sea of data for too long can have side effects sometimes. It'll pass in a bit. Let's go check on the bookstore first. Greetings! Are you here to play with kitties? We're expecting some new friends. Welcome. We're not really here for playtime. The dream seeker briefly consulted Angie, the store clerk, about what Ch1-Ph2 wanted to know. Nothing out of the ordinary occurred in the shop so far. It's been rather peaceful. So, is there anything bothering Ch1-Ph2? Nothing at all. She merely wants to ensure that her latest experiment didn't cause any disturbances in the vicinity. There's really nothing to fret about. Please tell her not to worry. I still have work to do. Mind if I... Certain not. Go ahead. Those scratches on your face. No need to worry. The kitties here are all very friendly. Feel free to play with them. I mean, your wounds look quite serious. Are you sure you don't need to tend them? No worries. A few scratches from feisty feline can't really be considered wounds. Lillian usually ignores me, so it's rare for her to be so affectionate. I can't just push her away. Alright, have a great day. So tired. Let's go get some rest. Who knew you had such a knack for excuses? I guess she's talking about your latest experiment. Well, it's not exactly a lie, is it? The anchor of the apocalypse situation is kind of like a fresh experiment for Ch1-Ph2. Looks like if you ever go down a path of a villain, you'd make quite a good one. Was that a compliment or a jab at me? But I've been curious for a while. What's Ch1-Ph2's profession exactly? She seems to have some serious clout. Clout, you say? Rather than clout, it's more like the Data Research Institute holds great significance for Oxia City. We reside in a bubble universe. Stepping outside this building, and a mere 3-hour drive will take us to the edge of the world. City life here relies heavily on the material extracted from the sea of data, source matter. Oh, on that note, it's similar to what we saw in Langqiu, that fear gathering thing. Wait, you collect fear here too? No, it's just extracting and tweaking source matter that can be coded into any physical material in the bubble universe. It's quite versatile. But we haven't devised a means to directly convert source matter into bread or cookies. I see, so it's somewhat like petroleum. Just think of it as the source matter on Earth. But if that's the case, does it mean my body might also be made of the source material? That's a tricky one. Once it's converted into regular substances, the inherent characteristics of source matter vanish. In other words, based on past experiences, there shouldn't be any physiological differences between regular people and us. I see, so that's probably not the reason why I was able to activate the anchor of the apocalypse. There's no point getting tangled up in questioning without answer. Alright, let's continue our investigation. Hey there, fancy adding some furniture to your place? I'll give you a special deal, think it over. Maybe later. You're the 33rd person to say the exact same thing to me today. I wish this could become my catchphrase too. Let's talk about work later. As for now, I'm off to Blessed Taste House or Sweet Tooth for some good grub. But alas, the debt collector never believed in later. Thinking I can't stand this job for another minute, or forcing a smile and saying, have a look at our luxury properties. That's life for most people, right? Oh, it's you again. Planning to pick out some furniture with your friends this time. Not exactly. The dream seeker briefly consulted Ch1-Ph2-pt2, the salesperson, about what Chen-Xue wanted to know. Strange things. Haven't heard of any. I wish there were some supernatural power that could turn these flyers in my hand into cash, though. Supernatural forces. Cash. What is it? Do you remember something? Honestly, none. I was hoping for something weird to happen, so I could take a couple of days off. His reaction today seemed a bit odd. Don't rush off. A good home brings good vibes, you know? Oh well, looking forward to your next visit. Welcome to Silken Dreams. How may I assist you all? This place is your haven for relaxation and peace of mind. The innovative and convenient lodge, Silky Dream. If you need to check in, I'm ready to assist you anytime. The dream seeker briefly consulted Vincent, the manager, about what Chen-Xue wanted to know. I see. It's about Miss Chen-Xue's experiment. We haven't encountered any anomalies in our store. However, what's wrong? Any concerns? Not at all. Did you just refer to my neighbor here as Dream Seeker? I felt like I'd heard that term before. Yeah, do you know about the myth of Elysium? In their legends, there's a group of chosen ones who can travel back through time. They're called the Dream Seekers. Supposedly, these dream seekers can enter someone's dream and then emerge from another person's dream. They use this method to go back in time and observe everything in history. Entropy, any ideas? No, I've never heard about that. It's nothing. Myths are just bedtime stories, not worth a second thought. However, if you're interested, I do have an old magazine you can borrow. Art and Literature Throughout the Ages, issue 1023, Elysium Mythology, special edition. In the region of Elysium, a mythological style unlike any other flourishes, carving its own niche within the ancient culture of Luoxing. In recent times, it's often construed as temporalism, aiming to encapsulate themes such as when individuals confront the vast expanse of time and the immense empty cosmos, they deeply feel their own insignificance, thus realizing that human destiny always wavers between clarity and ambiguity. For instance, in the tale of spiritual ancestor, the protagonist, a young lad, glimpses a script that cannot be remembered within a dream. Throughout his remaining years, he tirelessly seeks it in his dreams, traversing countless epochs through dream associations, yet never setting eye on that script again. Just as he faces imminent demise due to an unexpected mishap, in his final moments, he discovers, through a shared vision with other departed souls in the realm of dreams, that the script is actually a grander imprint belonging uniquely to him within the vast expanse of time-space. These countless unique scripts amount to trillions upon trillions. They assemble to form a giant in the crevice of time-space, the spiritual progenitor of humanity. Likewise, in the narrative of Truth and Lies, the tale concludes through the voice of the divine, asserting that truth is an invisible, intangible substance, while lies are the opposite, dark matter that not even light can penetrate. The most common state in human world is a kind of intermediary. Individuals often gaze at truth with one eye, letting their vision fade into infinity like a far-sighted individual, and with the other eye, they scrutinize lies, confronting their sight to arm's length like a nearsighted individual. From this, the divine in the story concludes that human existence unfolds between farsightedness and nearsightedness, intertwined with truth and lies. Thus, they can never reach the realm of the divine, nor possess the divine mindset. Only as a whole can humanity be spoken of in the same breath as the divine. I'm delighted to be of service. Welcome to Sweet Tooth. Aren't you Professor Yu Yun's student? Bring new friends along for a visit? If there's time, I'd love to treat them to my sweet culinary skills, but... The dream seeker briefly consulted Sweet, the restaurant owner, about what Chen-Xue wanted to know. Strange things. Well, I think I lost a can of cream just now. Does that count? It was an open can, but I have no idea where it was put, and now I can't find it at all. Sounds like one of your people got careless and won't own up to the mistake. It can be. I specifically trained them to organize everything to fixed positions. Could someone have eaten it? That wouldn't happen. Who would just target a single can of cream? It's not like they're cats I hang around the bookstore downstairs. But speaking of which, could you all do me a favor and take the cat food to Miss Angie? I can offer desserts in advance as a reward. A can of cream missing from this restaurant. That doesn't sound so abnormal, does it? Yeah, occasionally Sweet herself can be a bit absent-minded. But just now, she mentioned Professor Yu Yun. Is that your teacher, Entropy? That's right. She's our mentor, and also the director of the Data Research Institute. Since she's often on business trips, it's usually Chen-Xue who manages the day-to-day affairs in the institute. Wow, you've got some good connections. Forget it. Bringing up this topic seems pointless if one's not aware of it. But for the sake of our investigation, please make sure to introduce us to your mentor later. Sure, but her trip could take quite a while. She might not be at the institute or even in the bubble universe for 12 out of 18 months a year. Wait, what did you just say? 18 months in a year? Is there a problem? On Luoxing, a year is 18 months, 668 or 669 days. Earth year is only about 30 days, so there can't be 18 months. Of course not. 12 months on Earth, totaling 365 or 366 days. I see. If you mention your age on Luoxing, wouldn't you be considered a child dream seeker? Age is just a representation of time, right? And there's a theory that the maturation period of species is mostly determined by the planet's orbital cycle. Anyway, that's sweet too. If 668 is alright, we can roughly conclude that the phenomenon triggered by the anchor of the apocalypse hasn't significantly affected the people's life nearby. If that's the case, that would be great. Even though it's my first time here, I really like the atmosphere. Just a typical city shopping district. Well, as long as you're enjoying yourself. Corelli and Herlia's hometown must be an interesting place too. Well, I'm not sure about that. But it's not time for small talk. Perhaps we should complete the task Chen-Xue assigned to entropy first, so that we can arrive at the meeting point on time. You're right. Hi there, welcome. Please check out at the counter. If you need to purchase limited time items or ship your goods, please let me know. Any recommended snacks? Please wait a moment. Based on your shopping history, may I recommend our new product, Snowy Pastry. Demo, is there anything unusual in the store today? Chen-Xue asked me to check in with you. Hold on, please allow me to verify with the database. By the standards of the Data Research Institute, there are no anomalies in any 668 emporiums within Oxford City today. However, as a special case, I have submitted Ms. Chen-Xue's concerns to the system backend. If there are any abnormal events at 668 Emporium later today, the system will send relevant information to the Data Research Institute. Great. Thank you for your help. Demo. You're welcome. Here's today's discount coupon. We look forward to your next visit. So the voice we just talked to was an AI? Seems like it. You mean Demo? She's a distributed model. Strictly speaking, every clerk at each 668 is her. Your bubble universe is awfully luxurious. Well, seeing a part reveals the whole. I have a rough idea now what that source matter brings to you. Even though it's just a bubble universe, I feel that it's quite enviable compared to Earth. Well, let's go to that civic hall. The travel speed ratio is... is it really okay? Should I go ask the teacher? But then he might scold me if I do. Forget it. Are you here to ask about engineering-related issues? Well, you've come to the right person. I'm Qian Sheng, Mr. Darren's best student. Go ahead, what's your problem? Mr. Darren? You haven't even heard of Mr. Darren. He's one of the most prominent mechanical experts of the last decade. He's currently working as a technical advisor at the City Material Center, assisting citizens with appliance repair consultations. Well, he does have a way of rubbing people the wrong way sometimes. A hero's deeds speak for themselves. With talent like his, he shines wherever he goes. Well, if you need anything, just come to me for consultation. As long as it's in Mr. Darren's research field, I can answer any questions you have. Chen Xue, you've arrived. Yeah, I just got here. So, did you all notice anything strange near those doors? Absolutely nothing. If I have to say something, Miss Sweet from Sweet Tooth lost a can of cream, probably just due to her own carelessness. As expected, it's similar on my end. Isn't Miss Songque with you? Yeah, I asked her to conduct a more detailed investigation, using methods completely different from ours. You can rely on her more, you know. Are you? Oh, the artifact of Songque. Of course, I was investigating the situation on Amber Street with Corelli while also tracking your progress. Like everyone else, we haven't made any progress either. Yet, no progress is also kind of a progress. Don't get me wrong, I can't draw specific conclusions right now, but I trust Songque. I did too. Who is Songque exactly? She didn't seem that capable before, right? Well, this is actually a good question. Hey, Songque's companion, who do you think should explain this matter? Would you please do it? From my perspective, things might be biased. Sure, I can also use the display board here to help Entropy brush up on some history knowledge. About the Great Eruption, author Shuanglin, 16th mayor of Oxia. There's a viewpoint that considers the so-called Great Eruption as an exaggeration. In their eyes, apart from the change in the world's dimensions, the disaster over a century ago had little effect on the citizens of Oxia City today. I won't say this is an erroneous view, but it does not help us understand our true situation in the universe. Present-day Oxia is like an independent bubble universe. This means that compared to the external galaxy we cannot currently reach, it has its own independent length, width, depth, and even time. Therefore, I suggest that all citizens of Oxia, who have lived in this environment since birth, imagine this. In the past, there was an extremely glorious civilization, which simultaneously possessed hundreds of cities much more prosperous than Oxia today. The Great Eruption was a terrifying disaster that systematically erased them. Let's rewind time back to the 33rd day of the 14th month of the year 2185 of the old calendar. The scholars of the old world had predicted the state's arrival. After thousands of years of brewing, a force of dark energy unstoppable by human tore apart the entire world on that day, exposing the sea of data to everyone. Originally, according to those scholars' calculation, every world shattered by the anchor of the apocalypse had a chance to survive independently as a bubble universe. But reality is far more cruel than theory. We have no way of knowing the fate of other cities. At least, the sea of data that appeared before our ancestors is constantly eroding the land beneath our feet. In just a few months, Minhai and Baiyu had turned into ruins, and the surviving Langqiu and Oxia were also on the brink of destruction. Of course, we eventually managed to overcome these difficulties, but the price was the land, wealth, and even the lives of our ancestors. In order to resist the Great Eruption and fend off the erosion from the sea of data, Oxia was forced to transform the entire Langqiu into its foundation. The people of that era almost gave everything to secure a comfortable and free living space for us today. The Great Eruption did indeed happen. Such disasters may happen again one day in the future. I know that with self-reliance and strength of Oxia, many people believe that this history is long gone, and today's society is peaceful and prosperous. But all of this is precisely the result of our collective efforts, not the natural state of the world. Building a happy life often takes decades, but destroying it may only take a moment. Born in adversity, died in comfort. This is an ancient saying from Phoenix continent, and I hope every citizen of Oxia still remembers it. What's displayed here is the history of Oxia City being built 100 years ago. At the time, on the eve of the Great Eruption, Luoxing in the proper world was in jeopardy. In such a situation, a group of volunteers decided to utilize the power of the Great Eruption to cleverly create a bubble universe that would be unaffected by Honkai, allowing people to live and work in peace. Indeed, that's what the history teacher said. So you mean that kind of power? Yeah, that power, in some unofficial historical records, is referred to as curse in the shadows. Yeah, according to their account, in Oxia of 100 years ago, shadows were originally a terrifying existence, a concrete manifestation of the Great Eruption. Could it be that Langqiu is? Don't jump to conclusions. In those unofficial records, the miracle against the Great Eruption is attributed to a few individuals who sacrificed themselves, allowing the newly formed Oxia City to permanently escape external influences. However, instead of believing in 7 great individuals saving us from the Great Eruption, more people prefer to believe that countless ordinary people work together. For example, yes, Miss Halia, on your planet, you also have some legends of creators or saviors, right? You should understand what I'm saying. I do understand, it's just the situation's a bit different. In our homeland, there's indeed a living goddess. You can even check out her horrible record in multiplayer games. Earth's situation is indeed unique, even if we don't talk about the god of Earth. Honkai beasts, Hershers, and even Honkai disease, these might all be phenomena unique to our place. Indeed, those are all unfamiliar terms. For Luoxing, the Great Eruption that once troubled us can be summarized quite simply. On a certain day over 100 years ago, Luoxing scholars suddenly discovered that the proper world was slowly being torn apart by a dark energy. For unknown reasons, their world was irreversibly sinking towards a sea of data. If the people of that era didn't take action, the world's fate would be obvious. After all, those parts that had already sunken had dissolved into source matter and chaotic data. For the bubble universe, that was indeed their finality. But since they have already survived the Great Eruption, could it be that someone stabilized this place completely, like Durandal did in the past?
陈学解说，人类的游戏不过是在模仿狩猎和采集的行为。仔细想想，好像还挺有道理。
Can you lean in a bit closer? I have something to tell you. You're the great hero who saved Oxia, right? It must be you. I've seen you in the evening cartoon. Evening cartoon? It's Data Hero, Martian Warrior. It tells the story of a great hero traversing different worlds as they collect memory fragments to defeat the big bad. I'll tell you a secret. The big bad showed up too. I saw him in the building. So scary. You're our hero, and you've got to defeat him. I'm just a student. How come? Oh, I got it. You must be intentionally hiding your identity. Don't worry, your secret is safe with me.